The cenote here is known as Cenote Uxuxubi. Uxuxubi is an old Mayan village in the jungle very close to here.
It's about 40 minutes drive from the highway, and it's about 12 kilometers from the coastline.
The fascination in cave diving for me lies very much in that it's a huge unexplored world. It awakens my genuine curiosity to look what's around the next corner, and caves for me are very much of a playground really, where I can start to explore and see what's happening. We never know what we find whenever we enter a new cenote, and that keeps us going to explore those cave systems here.
So exploring the cave is something which is hard to explain, because you are diving in the places that nobody has been before. And for me this is something great, because you are the first person who's going in, and the feeling is just, it's very hard to explain really. So we found this cave in 2009 with my brother and one of my friends. We were just driving around and looking for new places to dive. And we met a local guy who told us that there is a cenote. Nobody been diving there before. So of course we got very interested to dive the place. We were a bit skeptic, because everybody tells you the same thing, that they know caves, nobody been diving before. Actually, the day we came, there was line already, but it ends up only after about 50-60 meters, and after that was virgin cave. So we started exploring this cave in April 2009. But unfortunately did only 4 or 5 dives there, because all of the main passages unfortunately ends up. And since that it was about 900 meters of line in the cave. And then in 2014 I was still thinking about the cave, and I really wanted to go back.
The cenote has been previously explored only for a short distance, and in 2009-2010 a group of good friends of mine continued the exploration to pretty much the known end these days. And in recent months we continued exploration. We found a few more side tunnels, and our big aim is to create a proper map of the Sistema Uxuxubi. Cave survey and mapping for me came kind of natural, because I'm a hydrographic surveyor by profession, so making maps is what I do for a living. And especially when it comes to cave mapping, I realized through our explorations here that without the maps behind the exploration, anything we do underwater is quite meaningless, because we literally don't know where we go. And since I got more and more involved with the mapping side, my project exploration diving has multiplied by and large. We have a much clearer idea of where to go, and for me I've realized that that's actually the only way to find new systems and connect systems with each other, when you have a clear path of where you need to go and where you need to look underwater.
So once you enter the cave, there is a big silty slope going to about 12 meters of that, and in that slope you can find the animal bones, which is a peccary, which is a kind of wild pig living here. We don't know the age of the bones, could be just a few years old or even thousands of years old. But once you enter the cave, it's a huge passage, goes northwest, highly decorated, very dark from the beginning, from the tanning water. And once you go further, the passage goes a little bit low, but it's still very wide cave, and the colors of the cave getting a bit lighter. You have to swim about 25-30 minutes to hit a first intersection. So all these 800 meters of cave is one big passage.
The cave here is one of the caves that's furthest away from the sea. The distance to the sea from the village of Uxuxubi is around 15 kilometers, which makes it almost a clear freshwater cave. We don't find salt water anywhere in the system. We don't find a halocline in this system. So that brings a little bit distinctive features on the geology. The cave passages are clearly phreatic. They are very nicely formed. At some point this system, as all the systems here, have been dry. So we find a lot of speleotherms in the system, stalactites, stalagmites from the ceiling. The cave passage is quite big. You have dimensions of width of approximately 20 meters and height sometimes up to 5 meters. We have some animal bones right as you enter the cave, and after about 30 minutes swimming you get to a split in the main junction. From then on the cave is quite canyon-like and it goes very shallow. The shallowest point in the system is 2 meters of depth, and you get very tannic water in this system. So at some point around this area we're still hoping to find another entrance, which we have not found yet, but characteristic features of that cave: no halocline and very dark rock, which is not that specific for that area.
So we started the ongoing exploration from our previous dives and checked out some of the leads we were thinking that they might go. And we were lucky because we found another 2 tunnels. One of them is going southeast, actually siphoning, which is actually going back to the entrance. And this tunnel is very big, goes a little bit deeper. We found a little pit goes almost to 20 meters, which is so far the deepest part of the cave. And we were also able to find a few fire pits there and 2 bone sites.
Once we pushed the exploration for a few hundred meters, we discovered a cenote, beautiful cenote in the middle of the jungle, inhabited with quite a few crocodiles. So initially we could not surface there. Don't think the crocodiles were accustomed to sea divers, so they were quite aggressive. We surfaced there eventually a couple of days later, but initially we couldn't. So we surveyed pretty much all the way and explored all the way to the cenote, and we continue on to the northwest past the cenote in a very similar type of cave, small cave, tight restriction, perfect for side mount configuration.
Yeah. I'm gonna take you on a galactic journey right about now. Yeah. If only you could fly high, past the clouds in the sky, sit with the stars and watch me with a million eyes. You would see I shine green like kryptonite, slip through like flipped and took a galaxy flight. So galactic, gravitational, acrobatic, backflip from Mars and landed on a planet. Start rotation, gravitation as organic. Heart speeds up 10 paces from a planet. Potent glittery stardust from my static. When I move, it's more than just smooth, like the orbit. Of course, it's one of the super red dwarfs. Telepathic forces, you seeing me in 4 bits. Assure this, you can trust Neoteric to see it work. Magic is more than expected. Better bless it, test it, flow rocket. There's a